Good morning, everyone. It's Miss Finnegan here, and today we are going to be talking about pourquoi tales. Now, maybe you didn't know how to say that word that you saw on your slides, but the word is pourquoi. And pourquoi means why in French. So these stories are why stories or how stories, how things came to be in this world. For example, we listened to the story, How the Elephant Got Its Trunk. So what is happening is we are making up tales to tell how animals became the way they are, maybe how the earth became the way it is, and we are going to be discovering that through reading stories, and we're also going to be writing them. So I want to do a quick overview of pourquoi before you start brainstorming today. So I'm going to jump into our slides. So pourquoi tales, it's French for why, and they explain how things came to be the way they are. They're set long, long ago. They describe an animal, plant, or natural phenomenon. I want you guys to stick with animals because it's kind of the easiest thing to do. And they use personification, which means that animals talk and have human-like qualities. So think about this. Is my story set long ago? So you have to think of when your story was long, long ago. Is my main character a plant, animal, or natural element? Well, we're sticking with animal. So I want you to pick an animal from the safari. Something that was from the African safari would be helpful. Did I use personification? Am I making my animal talk and come to life? And then we're going to talk about the flaw and the change in a little bit. So you're going to be choosing an animal, and then you're going to be choosing a setting. So I am choosing the animal rhinoceros, and perhaps you listened to my story, How the Rhino Got Its Horn, or perhaps you listened to why the owl says hoo, or how the parrot got beautiful colors. You should have clicked on that link to listen to one of my stories or read them. Okay, so you can set it long, long ago, in a forest, in a jungle, in the sky, under the ocean, depending on what animal you choose. Okay, the character has to have a flaw, which is a bad character trait. So usually we're used to having a lot of strong character traits, but not negative ones. So your character can be stubborn or rude or lazy or short-tempered or dishonest, jealous. Any of these would be good. So I'm going to leave this on here for now. Think of a bad character trait. Are they rude? Are they bossy? Are they cowardly? Okay. And then you have to think of how your character was before the change and after the change. So let's say you were doing why the giraffe has a long neck. Well, here's what a giraffe would look like before the change, no neck at all. And now the giraffe has a long neck because something's going to happen in the story. So I am choosing a rhinoceros, and I'm going to show you my pre-write. So that means if I'm choosing a rhino, I have to think where it's going to take place. It's going to take place long, long ago, and it's also going to take place in the African grasslands. So I'm going to write that as my setting, and my main character is a rhino, and I have to think of a flaw for him. Now, I thought of stubborn, and he only likes to think of himself as the smartest, so he doesn't really listen to people. So that's a bad trait. That's a flaw, okay? And that's what's going to get him into trouble in this story. And then how is the rhino before? Well, if I'm talking about how the rhino got its horn, then obviously it didn't have a horn before, okay? So let's go into my pre-write. How the rhino got its horn. Okay, C stands for character. It's rhino, that's my main character. S stands for setting, African plains. This little star was for the flaw. The rhino is stubborn. P, the problem. He won't let anyone help him get a sticker plant off his nose. So he had the sticker plant stuck to his face. He wouldn't let anyone help him. And the solution is the rhino runs into a tree to knock it off. But then he runs into a rock. Then a bump forms, and that's how he got the horn. So because of his flaw, he got in trouble where he wouldn't let anyone help him get this sticker plant off. Have you ever seen those like prickly plants? It was on his nose, and he was like ramming things, trying to get it off, and it started to grow a bump that turned into a horn. Obviously, these are fictional stories, and they're supposed to be fun. So I want you guys to think of what animal today. Are you going to do how the lion got its mane? Maybe you're going to do why the toucan has a long beak. Maybe you're going to do why the elephant has big ears, why the elephant has a long trunk. why the lion says roar, why the zebra has stripes. Think about the animals that you saw in the safari to help you. Any one of those would be great. That's why we did that activity first. Okay, I'm excited to see your brainstormings and your planning. Okay, and I can't wait to hear all of your awesome stories. Bye, everyone.